Manatees are one of Florida's original attractions. Disney remains the king of the more modern variety.
And this year, the Mouse That Roared celebrated a big anniversary, as Beth Powers reports.
1991 was one heck of a year for Mickey and Company. The region's largest employer celebrated 20 years here in Central Florida. But it was not all good news. Disney also had one of its worst years economically in a long time.
Oh, Mickey, Mickey, Mickey Mouse.
The star of the show received a one-of-a-kind, one-time-only parade to celebrate 20 years in Central Florida. Disney rolled out the red carpet for the big anniversary. It was a star-studded affair illuminated by 575 point-of-light volunteers and President Bush.
We celebrate the American spirit.
Disney spared no expense, flying hundreds of travel and media VIPs in for days of free entertainment and free publicity. The exposure was priceless, not just for Disney, but for other Central Florida businesses also hit hard by a bad economy.
Everyone said Orlando was recession-proof. However, in 1991, we felt a recession, and with the war, and hopefully with the 20th year anniversary, business will come back.
Disney was celebrating 20 years in Central Florida, but the company had no reason to celebrate financially.
We will continue to develop and we will construct, but we may kind of hold off till we see the forest from the trees. So the answer is, we think we're doing okay, we think our products are still successful, but we're not nuts.
They're clearly not nuts about this year's earnings. 1991 was the worst year since Michael Eisner and Company took over 7 years ago. Despite the troubled times, the ever-optimistic company is planning for the future. A ride called the Tower of Terror is Disney's next big project.
A 13-story free-fall drop in a runaway elevator. In it, guests will wind their way through a deserted old hotel from Hollywood heydays and encounter ghosts and supernatural twists and turns.
But for now, guests must be satisfied with new shows like this Surprise in the Skies. 20 years ago this year, Disney threw open its doors in Central Florida. One can only imagine what's in store for the next 20. Beth Powers, Florida's 2 News, Walt Disney World.